Welcome to Learn PTE HUB. I'm Sidhu, and I'm here to help you ace your PTE exam. Whether you are just starting your PTE journey or looking to boost your score, you've come to the right place. On this channel, you'll find comprehensive lessons, expert tips, and practical strategies to master every section of the PTE exam. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Let's get started and conquer the PTE together.
Dogs are noted for their extreme friendliness towards humans. They crave human company and gaze intently at their human companions. The partnership between dogs and humans stretches back tens of thousands of years into prehistoric times. It has worked out surprisingly well for dogs, who, with human backing, have become Earth's most abundant land carnivore. Dogs evolved from wolves through a process of domestication by humans. Even when they're hand-raised by humans, modern wolves seldom show the degree of devotion to humans that dogs do. This has led scientists to suspect that the hypersociality of dogs towards humans is more than just a learned trait and has to do with evolved genetic differences between dogs and wolves. In 2022, a team of American geneticists published findings identifying genetic differences between dogs and wolves that may be responsible for the special canine attachment to humans. On chromosome number 6 of the dog genome, the researchers identified several genes associated with dog hypersociality. Interestingly, these genes correspond to parts of the human genome that are also involved in social behavior. Specifically, mutations in the corresponding part of the human genome can lead to a rare condition called Williams-Beuren syndrome. People with this syndrome have hypersocial behavior like that of dogs, along with certain cognitive deficits. Researchers have found evidence that dogs may have cognitive deficits like those of people with this syndrome. The findings might tell us far more than just how social devotion to humans evolved in dogs. Given the genetic similarities, they may tell us much about how social behavior evolved in humans.
El Niño is not a storm, but rather a weather phenomenon in the Pacific Ocean. During an El Niño, the surface water temperature warms up, leading to complex weather patterns. South American fishermen in the 19th century, describing warmer waters during Christmas time, coined the name El Niño, Spanish for the Blessed Child. Nowadays, when sea surface temperatures in the equatorial Pacific Ocean rise 0.5 degrees Celsius over their historic average for 3 consecutive months, and once atmospheric conditions and rainfall patterns shift accordingly, scientists officially declare an El Niño. An El Niño event takes place about every 2 to 7 years. Normal east to west trade winds over the Pacific weaken, and warm water that normally travels westward is now moving toward the east. Moisture then rises into the air, and the effects of El Niño are felt throughout the Americas. In the ocean, warm water pushes colder water downward, blocking the important upwelling of nutrient-rich waters from the bottom. This causes some marine life to migrate to colder waters. Animals that normally feed on this sea life suffer, and fisheries throughout Central and South America suffer too.
Recurring wildfires, unprecedented flooding, persistent droughts. Communities everywhere are experiencing the harmful effects of climate change and more frequent extreme weather events. The science is clear. To stay on a path to net zero, we need an urgent global response. That means rapidly reducing carbon pollution and deploying carbon dioxide removal at scale. Carbon dioxide removal, or CDR, can help address emissions from the hardest to decarbonize sectors and eventually remove the legacy emissions already warming our planet and affecting our health. CDR includes technological approaches like direct air capture with durable storage, separating CO2 from ambient air and then storing the CO2 deep underground in geological reservoirs or in products like concrete. CDR can also be achieved through nature-based approaches, like soil carbon sequestration. This involves managing land so that soils absorb and hold more carbon. Minimizing soil tilling is one way to do this, or planting carbon sequestering cover crops between harvests. But as an emerging field, CDR approaches still require significant research, development, and demonstration to ensure CO2 removal can be deployed responsibly, effectively, and affordably to meet national and global net zero goals in the coming decades.
If you're near a rail yard in uncommonly cold temps, though, you may notice tracks pulling apart from one another or bolts shearing off from joints. The shock of unusual cold can majorly stress the steel tracks. These would have been laid at what's called the neutral temperature, which represents a middle temperature of the surrounding environment. So if the tracks were laid at 70 degrees, they can withstand both hot summer days and frigid winter nights. The problem comes with extreme weather. When the temps dip, say to 30 below zero Fahrenheit, the steel contracts enough that it can pull apart at the joints. Switches, too, risk getting frozen in place or jammed from snowfall. Luckily, railroad engineers have a tried and true method for avoiding railway damage, and it's the same method you employ to stay warm. They light a fire. Railroads place gas-fed heaters at various spots along the railway, often at switch points. When a cold snap hits, workers manually light the heaters, which steadily burn beside the tracks. The steel tracks don't ignite, and trains have steel wheels that won't catch fire as they roll down the railways. The sight may look like something from the gates of hell, but the small blazes are carefully managed. While other heating systems exist, running an electric current through the rails or using hot air blowers, they can be costly or impractical. An open flame can keep you and the railroads cozy. You notice your tears most after a good cry or while slicing an onion, but actually your eyes are constantly moistened by a thin film of tears. This film has 3 distinct layers: an outer oily layer to prevent evaporation, a middle layer of lacrimal fluid, the main ingredient of tears, and an inner mucus layer. This 3-layer film is replenished every time you blink, and it provides essential protection for your eyes. Most of your body is protected by skin, of course, and your outer layer of skin is made of dead cells and keratin, an opaque protective substance. Your eyes need to be transparent, however. They can't be covered by a layer of dead cells and keratin. One of the main functions of tears, therefore, is to keep these cells alive. Tears are loaded with electrolyte salts, chemicals that are also found deep inside your body. These salts make your outer eye cells feel like they're inside your body, preventing them from turning into cells similar to skin cells. Tears help your eyes in other ways, too. When a speck of dust gets in your eye, it's coated with mucus from glands in the white of your eye, then washed out with extra fluid from the lacrimal glands, the main tear-producing glands above the eye. To protect your eyes from germs, tears also contain bacteria-fighting enzymes. What's more, tears provide a good optical surface. They smooth out the microscopically uneven cells of your cornea. Without tears, tiny irregularities in your eye would give you constantly fuzzy vision. Although they're most apparent during a good cry, tears are actually an essential part of everyday life.
If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more PTE-related content. Don't forget to leave a comment below letting me know what you think, or if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. I will meet you soon at our next video.